Okay, well, that's really what's called a Bible study. And so if people want to go to a church where the pastor will, teach you that, that by grace you are saved, not of your good works, and that you don't have to do anything to be saved, that's fine. But then,
for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Did he say whosoever believes in him and gets baptized, whosoever believes in him and follows the law, whosoever believes in him, and whatever other thing you want to put on there? Did he say that, or did he just say whosoever believes in him, Mark?
Okay, well, let me ask this question. What about a guy who believes and is a drunkard? Does he go to heaven?
Yes.
Well, 1 Corinthians 6:9 says the drunkard will not inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Inherit and go to is a different thing, Mark.
See my point? See my point right there? Now we're taking words like inherit. That's why I don't care about Bible studies. Because you're teaching that a guy can live in open drunkenness, in rebellion, but oh well, he's saved. And I don't want that for my life. I don't want my son to be a drunkard. I want my son to walk and live in holiness and health. And that's why I'm going to the community. Not a church that tells him, hey man, you can drink all you want as long as you're saved.
Well, I definitely don't think he should be drinking, and I'd be talking to him about it just the same as I'm talking to you.
Can you be a homosexual and be saved?
It's just like any other sin, Mark. Just like any other sin.
Can you?
So if you can have a sin, if you are stuck on a sin, like being a drunkard, homosexuality, any sexual sin, and still be saved, then why would homosexuality be different? You definitely put a big deal on that on your video. Why is homosexuality different than any?
I think because it's such a mainstream issue. I think it's because it's a hot button topic that everybody gets. I think he hates it just like he hated Sodom and Gomorrah.
I think he hates all sin.
I agree. So the question you didn't answer yes or no to: can a homosexual go to heaven?
Did I not say that? I thought I did. It's just like any other sin.
So yes, are you saying yes?
Basically, I'm saying yes.
Okay, well then that's exactly why I'm going to the community. You just solidified it even more, because I will not go to a church.
I wouldn't have a homosexual pastor. If that's what you're asking, I wouldn't go to a church
where the
pastor is a homosexual.
Why not?
Because I'm not going to have that as my leader. I'm not going to have someone who's living in sin as my leader. But there's a big difference between my leader being in sin, the pastor being in sin, and a member of the church. We're required to love everyone and who's in sin. Are we not? Are we supposed to love sinners?
I think that comes from the idea that the church is like a hospital. I think the church is for the saints, and I think if you're a born again Christian and you're living in sin, unrepentant sin, then you should not be openly received. Because how do you, in Matthew 18, if a brother's in fault, you go to him, you tell him, hey man, this is not right for you in your life. This is not good for our community. You need to repent. And he rejects it. Matthew 18 says, take another brother, and then take him before the church, and eventually removed. Just like 1 Corinthians 5, Paul says that woman or that guy sleeping with his mother's wife, he says it shouldn't even be named among you. So that's what I'm looking for, is a community of people that takes holiness and purity to the degree that will hold me, my family, and I can trust them accountable. I don't want to go to your everyday church where who knows who's up in there, who knows what secrets are going on, cram it all into 1 hour, and then go back to your life of football and whatever else that people do out there. I want to immerse.
So understand this, Mark. If a homosexual repents of their sin and then falls back into it and repents again and then falls back into it and repents again and falls back into it, do you think they're saved?
No, I don't. And I don't think that salvation is flipped on and off like that. I don't think it's momentary, but that's why I think God is a perfect judge. I think that God will look at your attitude in general, but I think we're called to take up our cross daily. And again, I mean, you could use any subject. I could talk about how mainstream churches allow for just serial dating. You know, when I was in college, before I was saved, or before I had an awareness of God, I had a girlfriend, and we were living in the same apartment in college, and we went to church. Nobody said a word to me. I honestly did not know. But if I would have had a brother come to me or an elder and say, hey, man, that God's got a better way for your life. But they didn't do that. They just said, oh, here, get dunked, get wet, eat the cracker, and, you know, you're good, man. Just work on it. And that's not enough for me. And that's what is so appealing about the community. Now, if I have to eat millet, or I have to work 16 hours a day, or I have to have some secret doctrine, I will do that. And
You
more.
want more than what the Bible has.
I want everything God has for him. I want everything.
You want more than what God has for you.
No, fine. Even though God,
That's what you want. You want more than what God has for you.
I'd have to know what you're talking about. But I want all of it.
Next video, click here or here. Forgot to subscribe? Click here. Considering funding my next projects? Click here for Patreon. And if you have ideas for future videos, put it in the comments down below.